Good morning, Guardians. It is Ebontis here. It is the week of September 26th. I wanted to cover the weekly reset info for you guys. So you know the basics. First off, you've got your main milestones. I did the Nightfall already, but you've got your Flashpoint on IO. Cover that one for you guys. It is Faction Rally Day, so definitely go pick that faction and start working towards those reputation bundles. Call to Arms. Make sure you do those Crucible matches for that powerful gear and for a clan. Of course, let me know, guys. My clan is Legendary Emblems only, in case you guys are wondering. It is a public one, so if you need a clan, feel free to join in. Got a decent group of my friends and a few other random people in there. But yeah, it's open if you guys want to join, so feel free on that. But back to where we were. But as you guys are looking at places and things to do, for the Nightfall, first you've got good old Vex 1. So we've got the Pyramidion. This is going to be the Vex Mind. And the modifiers are Torrent, which I will show you guys, is basically like Daybreak. So boundless power erupts within. Your abilities recharge much faster. Use them to shatter your foes. So use that pretty much frequently and all the time. Grenades are going to be coming very quickly. If you go Striker Titan, for example, your 2 grenades, you're going to be able to throw them all the time and a lot. Your super is still going to come up a lot quicker. We know that takes a while, but it definitely saves that time. And then the other one is Time Warp 0 Hour. There's no way to adjust the timer. It's just starting from the top and working its way down. I did it with one other person, had like 2 minutes ago, and we had quite a few deaths in there. So if you run with 3, you probably should be all right with Torrent. Just, you know, work with reses, stick together, and just work on the enemies in groups. So all in all, with a group, Nightfall shouldn't be too bad. Solo, I saw Esoteric did it already. Hats off to him. I will be trying that later this week. But yeah, it's going to be an interesting one. But as for the rest of it, you guys know ISO is, or IO, not ISO, is going to be the Flashpoint. So do your public events there. Those are always going to be helpful. Get your powerful gear. Now also make sure you swing by the tower so you can get your treasure maps, because they do appear to be spread out quite a bit. So we got this one over here. Also got the Echo Mesa. All of these 3, 4, and 5. So I'm going to jump in, show you guys where these treasure maps are at, and then I will cover what is at the tower and with the vendors. So, see you guys on the inside IO. Alright, Guardians, so the first one is right down here near the Rupture. So if you land in the Rupture, pretty much you're going to do a giant U-turn. So jump on your Sparrow, come up over here, and then kind of just follow all the way around to this thing. You kind of get the area where the strike is at down below. So if you kind of stay outside it, you won't drop down in the giant pit. And then just kind of follow the Sparrow all the way over here. However you want to bob and weave through here. Whatever seems best for you. And you're literally just going to drive all the way back into this back corner over here. And pretty straightforward and pick it up. Right back here, Caydes stash number 1. Alright, Guardians, so treasure map number 2 on IO. We're going to start at the Lost Oasis. So once you do, jump on your Sparrow. Actually jump on your Sparrow. Oh. There we go. What you want to do is follow the path around this direction. You got to do kind of a full loop, so follow the path all the way around this little wall here. Down and around the corner through the little cavern. All nice and pretty. And then here you're going to be pretty close when you come to this crazy tree looking thing. So come over here to the ledge, and it's literally going to be right down below you. Right down here. So that is number 2 for you. On to number 3. Hey, Guardians, so treasure map number 3 is going to be right here, pretty much in the middle of the map. Closest place is right here at Giant Scar. So once you load in, jump on your Sparrow, and you pretty much want to do a U-turn. Come right around here, and you'll do a full U-turn around. And you'll see these 2 little kind of mini tower structures. When you get close, you actually see the glow. It's really not too hard to find. Best way to get up there, you can kind of do it one of 2 ways. You can almost just like come and run up this thing right here. Land at the top, and Caydes stash number 3. Pretty easy to find. So now treasure map number 4 is going to take a little bit to get to, but just to show you guys, I'm going to go ahead and start at Giant Scar and show you guys pretty much the best way to get in there. It's a bit of a hike, so come along with me on the drive with my Sparrow. Yeah, I don't even know what I'm saying. But you're going to go through here, through this public event area, up this ramp, come into this area here. Now, you can do the one of 2 ways, trying to skip everything, stay on the Sparrow and drive by it, or you can just try and work your way through everything, getting some kills as well. But you'll have some rooms to enter, but basically just need to drive all the way up all these ramps. So up around this corner, up through here. You need to get over this direction as well through one more door. Come on. There we go. Up this way through the corner of the door, and then finally up to the upper level. I actually made this harder on myself than I needed to. This one you're probably going to want to kill a few guys. There's a few bigger enemies in here, so you may as well just take them out and make this a little less painful. Take out a couple guys. The hobgoblin. Might have a straggler or two. A couple centurions want to make your life a living hell. And this one is wedged all the way against the glass. Right over here. In case you guys are wondering, you can't actually jump on that thing. It's just hard to do. But unfortunately, you cannot get the stash through the glass. You got to come all the way up. So that is number 4. Finally for the last one. Here we go. Alright, Guardians. So number 5 is way up here. So the word of one of Cabal's drill engineers. So it's near drill, so you'll kind of know when you get close. But best place to do is load into the lost mines. You're going to kind of work your way back here, and then you've got to go through some enemies to work your way into the wraith mines. If you go through here and you're in Terabase Sharon, out in this area, you've gone too far. I did that once. So, jump on your Sparrow, and we're going to head over this direction. Kind of just follow my path, and you won't get too lost. As you'd expect, as the kind of terrain on the map narrows back, you're not going that way. You're going this way. All the way back here towards where you actually start to see buildings and structures. So, kind of keep working this direction. There's a fair amount of driving and a decent amount of enemies that you're going to have to kill, or if you can just make it through them, that's fine too. Terabase Sharon is okay to get to. It's just once you get to this big room with all of these enemies, you need to head over here to your left. You're going to have some enemies up here to deal with, so if you can, you know, throw a nice grenade, work them down. It's kind of a nice way to get by, keep them distracted, and then come on in here. And then just start running. We got some ground to cover. Down the ramp and work your way down into the mines. At least when you see the wraith mines, you know you're going in the right direction. Now here you'll see the drill. You have a few enemies in here, but you don't actually need to fight them. So just keep going through. There's a few more enemies up ahead you'll have to fight, so you may as well just save your effort. These guys as well, you can probably just skip them if you just kind of jump on over. Continue to work your way around. You'll think you're like, oh, I had to have skipped it or something by now. But no. You're still headed in the right direction. You got to traverse this entire mine structure, basically, to get to the top. I was trying to see if you could just jump straight up to it by clearing that first room, but it didn't seem practical. So, come through here. Come on up. Work your way through this back structure down here. And we are almost there. Now, you're on the top, if you remember, the bottom, the drill way down there at the bottom. So, you've got kind of the big drill mechanism here. Jump up over the ledge, land on it, and then you can get to this little cliff up here. But I don't think there's a way to climb all the way to the top, or at least I haven't found it yet. If you do, you know, leave a comment down below. But here is stash number 5, and that is all 5 for the weekend. As always, guys, as you pick these up, apparently I hear spread them out. Don't do all 5 at the same time, like do one a day or one every so often. So, we're going to finish with number 5, open it up, see if I get anything, and move on to the vendors and stuff. So, here we go. Not much. So, I will see you guys on the inside of the tower. Alright, Guardians, so we are at Tess Everest. We've got a few things for you to go over. We've got the sneaky emote, which is pretty standard. Got the flow and dance, just your standard little shuffle there. Got the hightail speeder. Decent looking. I don't know what that color scheme reminds me of, but I'll figure it out later. Amplitude PT for the ship. Kind of a unique one, actually. I like the fact that it doesn't look like too many others. And the bandwagon, we have an exotic ship here. This one, unfortunately, looks like a Destiny 1 ship, so it's kind of your option. Kind of a cool color scheme with the netting and all that stuff, but again, it's up to you. You can change up the shader on it if you want to. Turn it into something you like cool. Then we've got the ornaments, Comstock load for the prospector, sorry. And under construction. I don't have either of these weapons yet, but I really do like the way this one looks. Just pretty cool. Since it is a tractor cannon anyway, it does make sense that it would be under construction. Kind of goes together. Fire team medallion as usual. You've got the indigo matrix. That one's going to be Pretty bold and bright. A little shiny blue and purple. Pretty good looking. Got Arctic Pearl. A little more softer with the white and purple going on. There you go. Not too shabby. And Amalon Meteor Gloss. Not quite as bold as the other blue one, but still reasonable. Kind of almost a iridescent, like, you can see it's almost got all the colors on it just as you move in the reflection. So that one's actually pretty cool as well. Depends on your angle. Crescent Shell, Kingfisher Shell, and we've got the Arms of Optimacy this week. So arms for all classes. Well, finally, last but not least, Guardians, I know you were waiting on this. It is Faction Rally Day. We are in the hangar right now next to Future War Cult in their little space pod and Dead Orbit. So basically what you're going to do is just go to talk to all three of them to kick off the milestone, and then you pick one to pledge with. Once you pick one to pledge with, you're going to be pledged to them, earning tokens for them as you go through the week. Now, I did 2 public events. One heroic, I got 8. One regular, I got 4. Make sure you turn them all to heroic, and if you don't know how, go watch some videos. Now again, as you guys know, throughout the week, whichever faction receives the most tokens is going to be the one that wins. So the winning faction is going to, for one, every level up you can get a nice little engram. But you can have the winning offering. So here at Dead Orbit, we've got the Haunted Earth. It's the Scout Rifle. It's kind of field prep, increased ammo reserves, and faster reload when crouching. You've got Tactical Mag, which is pretty solid. Increase magazine size, stability, reload speed, pretty good all around. And then the IS-5 Circle, or your option of the Model 6 Loop. But really, Scout Rifles never worry too much about range unless you're just trying to shoot all the way across a crazy map. So probably stick with the top mods here. Looks pretty cool. You can definitely get a kinetic mod in it. And, you know, shaders give it a nice little look too. So pretty much gray. It's going to take whatever color you put on it. So Haunted Earth Scout Rifle for Dead Orbit. Let's go jump over to Future War Cult. Up here in their little future pod, show you what they got. They do look like they rented out their, you know, suite in the tower here. Lakshmi.
Are you ready, Guardian?
So, once you pick one, like I picked Dead Orbit on this character just because that's what I was going to pick. You can't exactly just switch. Now, maybe it's a weekly thing that you can switch, but at least at this point, once you pick one, you're stuck. So, it is going to be 50,000 Glimmer for the if you are not with the same faction. So if you have 3 characters, one of each makes life pretty easy. If you are with one, then again, start farming that Glimmer and save it for that weekly reset time. So we've got Heart of Time for a Pulse Rifle for Future War Cult. Of course, they're bold colors. We've got Dragonfly, which is basically Firefly. We've got Steady Rounds, greatly increases stability, decreases range. Or your other option here, increase reload speed, range, lower stability, but you got a higher magazine size. Kind of your choice here. And finally, Candle, and then, of course, Impulse. Giving up some handling speed, which may be okay if you want the range, but keeping the stability. So, looks like a reasonable pulse rifle here as well. Let's go check New Monarchy.
Represent us well.
I'm just going to fade over to New Monarchy here, so I'll see you guys in a second. Alright guys, finally over here at Executor Hideo. Check out his offering.
Monarchy welcomes you back.
So again, no option to switch to another faction, so whatever you pick with that character, make sure you pick the right one. And we've got the Interregnum. What is that? Interregnum 16, I guess? If my Roman numerals are working correctly. It's a sidearm, one of those Suros. Looks like it's that 3-shot burst type, so full auto. That's actually kind of cool. So normally Suros is that 3-shot burst, so full auto actually could be pretty cool. Slightly increased range, a little bigger increased range, but reducing stability and handling, or giving up range for stability and handling. It's kind of a toss-up. Like, this isn't too big of a give because the range on a sidearm may have a nice benefit to it. Accurized rounds. This weapon can fire longer distances. Range, of course, on sidearms are continuing to be helpful. Again, range or slightly increased range. You're just going to go with high caliber rounds for stagger on this one, so that's kind of a preference. But depending on what you're going to be using it for, PvE, maybe this one. PvP for the range, just so you're more efficient at a distance. And finally, snapshot sights, faster to aim down sights. Good old ADS time getting maxed out there. So that is your faction rewards. It is through October 3rd, so it's going to be basically through the week. And it says October 3rd at 2 a.m., which is basically reset. So we'll see if this is a weekly thing. Maybe they have different stuff, or maybe it just is if Dead Orbit wins every time, you're just always going to have the Scout Rifle. So getting going here, but again, start earning those tokens for whatever faction you choose, and we will see who wins this week. And finally, Guardians, you know it is time to run the raid as always every week once you get high enough flight level to do it. Find a good group. If you guys do want to see a raid guide from me, let me know. I will work on one. I've got the footage at this point to go through and kind of explain everything, but I know there's many others out there, so I'm just not sure you guys need another one. But for the raid this week, it does seem to be a rotation of which order you're going to do the fight. So this time it's going to be Gauntlet, the Baths, and then the Pleasure Gardens against the dogs. So you've got the Gauntlet where you're running the orbs. You've got the Bathers so that you fight in the Royal Baths, the big ones, and then taking out those little lanterns. And then you've got the Pleasure Gardens where you fight the dogs, and then of course you'll fight Callus in the end. So if you guys don't know what's going on there, just let me know. Probably working to be looking to run some raids later this week. Probably Wednesday night I'll be running with my clan and stuff like that, streaming it on Twitch for you guys. So thank you for you guys. If you enjoyed the video, drop a like. If you have a question or comment or anything to add to this, something else in the weekly reset you might like to see, let me know. I can throw that in there for you guys. But other than that, follow me on twitch.tv/Ebontis. Subscribe here on YouTube or on Twitter, just Ebontis as well. So thank you guys for everything, and I will see you guys soon. As always, I appreciate the support. Have yourself a good morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you're at around the world. Have a good one.